It's just from what I know about Garth Buckley, after he shakes your hand, you better count your fingers.
He just stopped by to inquire about my health. Something wrong with that?
No, sir. It's just I keep wondering.
Well, don't. Some young men care about other things besides profit margins and acquisitions. I'll be honest, I'm quite flattered the young man was a little worried about me.
Well, Paul, I don't take a back seat to Garth Buckley in that department. Every time I see you, I just keep looking for that sign that you got the old spunk back.
Take a good, long look at me. This is your father, Asa Buchanan, in full plumage, more or less.
Yeah, I know, Paul. It's good to see you in full plumage, more or less. I tell you, I can't tell you how good that really makes me feel.
Now, you wait a minute. Don't you get sentimental just because I spent a couple of minutes with young Buckley. I'm not going to collect my own.
No. I don't feel that at all, Paul. I just can't believe that Garth would come by here just to make sure you're in good health.
All right. He did discuss some business matters.
Okay, now we're getting there.
No warning necessary. Understand me? This old fox can outsmart any young one any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Now, you're going to have to excuse me because I have an appointment this afternoon I don't want to be late for.
All right, what appointment? If it's in town, I can give you a lift.
No. Yardley will drive me over, and I want to do a little cogitating about some deal that I'm considering. I'll see you later.
No, Pa, okay. Just tell me, what deal is it? Pa!
Captain Garrison told me you'd tell me everything you know about Cindy.
Well, that's just it, Mr. Roberts. So far, we've come up with nothing.
Wait a minute. Cindy London can't have just disappeared off the face of the earth.
Well, if she didn't, she's doing a darn good imitation.
What about her office back in New York? They haven't heard from her at all?
You'd think. But her people in New York say she hasn't shown up for work or even called in.
She's the owner of the company. I don't understand how they can function without her. There must be some...
Excuse me, Cordero.
Hey, Billy, what are you doing here?
Looking for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sergeant, this is all right. Billy's a messenger over at the Banner. What's up, Bill?
This just came across your desk. It's marked urgent.
Thanks. Oh, thank God.
Should I wait for an answer?
No, thanks, Bill. This is just perfect. Thank you very much. Take a look at this.
Talk about timing.
Yeah, it's from Cindy. It says, meet me at Stonecrest at once. I have vital information.
That's all there is in the message?
That's all it says, but I think that's all I need to know. Listen, tell Rafe everything I'm up to, and this could be the break we're looking for.
I came here on friendly terms to ask you to do what is best for Steve. How dare you turn things around and start accusing me?
I was only restating what Steve discussed with me last night.
Spare me your private conversations with my husband, and just see that you don't encourage them any further.
If Steve wants to talk to me, and he wants to get my opinion on things, I intend to help him in any way that I possibly can, and I don't care whether you like it or not.
You intend to get Steve to leave me. You have encouraged him to think the worst of me. I'm sure you get delighted in the thought of telling him that I'm a bad wife and a bad mother.
Gabrielle, last night I sat there and told him to leave his past behind him. That I thought that his illness was very traumatic for you and Max, and if there had been any indiscretion at all, that was the reason for it. But you know what? I'm starting to think that there's a whole nother explanation for this.
Now I see what you were doing while you sat by his bedside for weeks reading his private journal, collecting information that you could just turn around and use against me.
Now, that is a lie, and you know it. I sat in there, and I worked myself to get him back to the people that loved him. And as I stand here right now, I'm starting to see that some of those people, Gabrielle, just don't love him like he thinks they do.
Oh, spare me the Florence Nightingale routine. I spent every day and night by Steve in that hospital.
Yeah, you sure did, but not for Steve, for Max. I mean, what better place for you to pursue your would-be lover than in the hospital room of your comatose husband?
For the last time, I want you to stay away from my husband.
Oh, you wait a minute, Missy, because it isn't going to be that easy. I am not going to watch you keep hurting Steve.
You're the one who's hurting him. You're turning him away from his wife and filling his head with lies.
Lies? Let me ask you something. Is it a lie that you betrayed him? And is it a lie, and I can hardly even say this, that you pretended to be pregnant with his child?
I realized you were raised in the sticks of Arizona, but I'm sure even there they understand the meaning of slander.
You deny that you lied about that baby?
Of course I deny it. Unless you want a lawsuit slapped in your little lap, why don't you come up with some proof? Well, Miss McGillis, you know so much. Where's your hard evidence?
I figured it out. You know, I talked to Dr. Davidson's nurse. You know, the woman who was fired for having mixed up your pregnancy results.
Oh, I see. You figured it out while talking to a nurse who was fired because of her incompetence.
Yeah, that's assuming that she was the one that switched those lab tests.
Oh, I see. I suppose I'm responsible for those, too.
Well, you said it, Missy. I didn't.
Oh, you really are quite something, Brenda. You'd better go back to the ranch, dearie. I think city life is too much for you.
Well, at least there we know a bold-faced liar when we see one.
Another slanderous remark like that, and you will be speaking to my lawyer.
Oh, that's fine with me. I'll sit in front of a dozen lawyers if it'll bring the truth to light, because that's what you're scared of, isn't it, Gabrielle? The truth. And that's why you lied about that baby. So that Steve wouldn't see the truth about the woman that he married.
You know they have clinics for people like you. Why don't we talk to Dr. Larry Warwick? I'm sure
I
he
don't
can suggest
understand
one.
is why you spend so much time on a man that you don't even love. That is desperate. Boy, Max must have
How
pulled a
dare
number
you call
on
me
you
desperate?
for you
You
to have
sit
gone
by
to the
Steve's
second
bed
best,
weeks
his
and weeks
brother.
and weeks, not looking after your bloody patient, but because you wanted to weasel your way right into his heart.
That is a lie.
You want to know about the truth?
Yes, I do.
Fine. Why don't you take a good look at yourself, dear? Because you would love it if Steve walked out on me, because then you'd have him all to yourself. Oh, did I get a little too close to your precious truth? You're the one who's a fraud and a fake, Miss McGillis. You're not what people think you are at all. You're not a friend of the family. You're in love with my husband. And you know what? It's too bad. He's already taken.
Kate. Kate.
What is he saying? Who's this Kate he's asking about?
I know one Kate. It couldn't be the same, though.
Couldn't be what?
You didn't know her. She's Elizabeth's granddaughter. Came to town a couple years ago, and she almost married Cord.
Well, what does that have to do with Bo?
Kate Sanders was in love with a brilliant scientist named Patrick London. Now, she thought he was dead, but she later found out that he'd been held prisoner in the jungles of Africa for years. When he finally came home, she had fallen in love with Cord.
Well, that happens. I mean, well, I still don't understand.
Losing Kate, plus being imprisoned for so many years, Patrick lost his mind. I mean, this brilliant scientist became an angry and dangerous man. He tried to kill Kate and Cord and many other people. I thought he was still in prison.
Wait, are you saying that this Patrick London character
He
is-
hated Cord enough, and the entire Buchanan family, that he wanted to destroy them.
And if he was as brilliant of a scientist as you say he was, then he had the know-how to turn himself into Bo?
Kate.
Oh, God, there's only one way to find out. Kate Sanders. Is that who you're calling for? Maybe we can help you find her.
Yes. Find her. We must find her.
Why?
Save her. Why? From him. From Cord. It's...
Cord Roberts?
turned her against me. All of them. All the Buchanans. I'll make them pay. I'll make all of them pay.
Oh, God. I'm right. That's not Bo. That's Patrick London.
Malcolm, will you pick up? What in heaven's name is going on in this house? I leave for a little while and come back to find no one's around.
You'll have to excuse your butler, Elizabeth. He was busy showing me in.
Oh, why, Rafe, what a nice surprise. I hope this isn't an official visit.
I'm afraid it is. This warrant empowers me to search your property, house, and grounds.
A search warrant? Whatever for?
Concerns Patrick London.
Oh, dear. I had hoped I'd heard the last of that name.
We all had. Unfortunately, I've been contacted by some of the officials connected to the Langard Clinic in California.
Oh. Well, Rafe, you see, I heard several days ago from Patrick's sister that he had disappeared. So the servants have been alerted, and the house has been given even more security. I can safely say that I have seen no sign of Patrick London.
Well, just to be sure, I'll still need to search the premises.
But I've already told you.
Look, this is signed by Judge Watkins. If you'd like to contact your lawyer, Elizabeth, and contest the judge's decision.
Of course not. It's entirely unnecessary. I, after all, have no reason to resist a court order.
I never said you did.
And I'm sure we'll all sleep better knowing that Patrick is far, far away. Yes, well, of course. Go ahead and search, Ray. And if I can be of any help to you, please let me know.
Thank you, Elizabeth. You've been a big, big help already.
I'll tell you, I'm really surprised. It tastes just like I spent 20 minutes cooking it. Really.
Oh, Brenda, there you are. Oh, I'm so glad you're not in makeup yet. I have to talk to you.
Tina, do you think this can wait a little bit? I gotta go compose myself for the show, okay?
Oh, wait, it'll just take a minute. Look, Melinda was briefing me on all, giving me all the background stuff about what you're going to talk about. And I don't know, Brenda, maybe this is all in my mind or something, but I think I may have Lyme disease.
Well, I think you're right. It's probably psychosomatic. You know, sometimes you hear about a disease and then you take up all the symptoms. So that's all it is.
Well, I don't think that's really it. I mean, just think about what I went through. I was weak, and my stomach was all upset, and I fainted. Aren't those the symptoms you said to look out for?
Well, the faintness and the weakness, yeah, those are symptoms of Lyme disease, but the nausea isn't a symptom of that. I mean, I don't know, Tina, have you been out in the woods or have you been in some tall grass, any place that you might have picked up a tick that's carrying the disease or anything?
Well, not that I can remember, but I do go to the park a lot with Clinton. Some of the grass there is, like, really high, and... Oh, Brenda.
What?
What am I going to do? What if I've got some new trendy disease? What's going to happen to me?
Tina, it's not new and it's not trendy. I mean, we're just now starting to find out about the symptoms and how to take care of it. But if you're worried about it, why don't you go to a doctor and get yourself checked out today?
Well, what kind of doctor? A tick specialist?
No, I think Larry Wallach could take care of that, all right? And listen, don't be so surprised if it turns out to be something that you don't think it's going to be. I mean, with your symptoms, Tina, it could be anything from, I don't know, food poisoning to pregnancy, okay?
Yeah, I guess you're...
Tina? Tina, are you going to faint again? Are you all right?
Yeah.
You are?
You might say so.
Right on time.
Well, you said it was urgent.
A matter of life and death for us as well as Dee Dee and Delilah.
All right, you said we have to decide what we're going to do with them, right?
You're not getting squeamish on me, are you?
What, me? No. If they've got to go, they've got to go. What about Bo?
What about it?
Well, if we're going to get rid of the women, we can't let him live.
Well, who said we would?
Well, that's a problem, Garth. You haven't said anything. With Bo going off his nut down there, shouting that we've got the wrong man, who knows what he's going to try next?
Let him try what he likes. Well, we've got him locked up. He's not going anywhere.
So, he's still locked up, down in the basement, right? What about Dee Dee and Delilah?
Well, what's it to you? They're under lock and key. That's all that counts.
Yeah, but if we're going to come up with a decision what to do, I should know what you know.
You'll know what Elizabeth chooses you to know.
Well, then call Elizabeth and tell her to get over here and talk to me. Listen, I'll swallow orders from her. I'm not taking them from you.
Come to think of it, she should be here now. She must have been delayed by something.
Okay, Garth, I'm here. Let's get it over with.
Bo!
Here.
Patrick London. Are you Patrick London?
Never mind. What are you two doing here?
If you are Patrick London, why have you done this to us?
Just shut up! You answer my question. Who brought you here? Why did they bring you two in here, huh?
You mean you don't know? The last thing we knew, we were in a cellar in the Sanders house. Now, either Garth and or Elizabeth had us brought back here. You're partners with them, aren't you? You tell us why.
Oh, God. No. You can't do this! You got the wrong man! I'm not Bull. You made a terrible mistake! You gotta let me out of here! Can you hear me? You gotta let me out! Call Elizabeth! You can't do this to me!
What is going on?
Don't you know? Don't you know what that means? They are gonna kill us! They are gonna kill all of us!
What are you doing here?
Well, I could ask you the same thing. You tell me you got a business appointment, and then you show up at Stonecrest?
I am sick and tired of justifying my every move to my son. As a matter of fact, yes, I have a business deal. I don't need you following me around looking over my shoulder.
That's not what I'm doing, Ace.
Oh, bull. You know I had a deal was going to close something here. You follow me here to stop it. What, you don't think I can handle anything?
Handle what? I'm here because Garth asked me to meet him here.
Garth, hellfire asked me to meet him here. Speaking of Garth, where the hell is he?
Asa. Bo, what are you doing here?
Cordero, did Garth ask you to meet him here, too?
Garth, no, I got a note from Cindy. She told me to get over here. She wanted to talk to me about Patrick.
Patrick?
Why, what's the matter?
This whole thing's a trap. Come on, let's get Ace out of here. Quick, move. Well,
Quick, the window. Oh, Cordero, what the hell is all this?
Bo's right. We're trapped in here. If we don't find a way out of here quick,